Pecha Kucha 242, My Test Hokuto no Ken, or Fist of the North Star manga page. So the purpose of this week was to take some ideas I had and just smash them against reality and see what wins, see what survives. I have an idea to do a manga book, and I need to actually figure out how I'm going to use Manga Studio to do that. So I came up with a plan, and it's like, right, we're going to use Manga Studio's panel system. We're going to use the G Pen to sketch the art. We're going to use screen tones, and we're going to use the Manga Studio speech bubbles and the action lines, and we're going to just try and create a manga page using a manga program, and ostensibly trying to do this quote unquote properly, like they do in the Clip Studio Paint, or formerly known as Manga Studio, official tutorials, which I was watching a few of this week. Maybe I should have paid more attention. I also came across a really good blog for explaining like the first problem, which was an actual manga page template layout, which comes with printers marks on them, these purple borders that do not show up when you print but are required for the printers to not fuck up printing. As they were explained to me, I felt I understood what they were saying. I do have some experience sending digital files to printers to print real books. They need to actually cut paper, and they need certain parts of the canvas to be marked as dead zones, so you don't put anything important in those areas. This blog was also very succinct at pointing out why screen tones are a very large risk to use digitally, because basically computer monitors don't read them properly. And I've noticed that in the past. So me screen toning this book in the future is probably a bad idea, but I've got to figure out that if there's a way around that, or if I just abandon it. So the first thing to do is to create my panel borders. I've got a rough idea of what I want to draw, so now I build my boxes around the images, and then I create better art. So using the stuff in Manga Studio, the border panel vector layer masking stuff, basically it went wrong almost immediately, and you're supposed to create parallel lines that split the boxes, but it's very easy for the AI to get confused and fuck this shit up. So I just kind of was like, you know what, I'm going to back out. I'm going to do this a way that I know it works, using a different one of the panel border tools, because overcomplicating leads to problems that don't need to happen. And because some of those tutorials I watched were actually not so bad, they helped me figure out how to spread some of these borders to the screen edge, because really that's what a manga page is supposed to look like, irregardless of the bits that get cut off. But when I went to print preview to check how these things were working, because I'm using alien paper sizes, I'm using Japanese canvas sizes for actual manga printing in Japan, print preview was just like, nope, this is all fucked. And I'm just like, okay, never mind this, we'll come back to this. So I decided, let's focus on the art, because at least that's on me. Let's grab the G Pen, which I am more comfortable using than I was a year ago, that's for sure. And let's just start trying to make it look like Fist of the North Star, because I was enjoying a bit of that recently. This is my kind of, I guess, first draft, second draft mood piece. It's like Raoul versus Ray. It's about to go tits up. Really, the emphasis is just on making Raoul look cool and just having something on the page. It doesn't really matter what. And then I came in to see if I could survive trying to make it look more professional without relying on the vector tools to kind of completely kill the feeling of it being me making art, because that's the problem with Adobe Illustrator. It is worth using tools that help you save time. I only drew one of the shoulder pads, and then I just copied and pasted and flipped to the other one. I don't feel bad about that, because shoulder pads is not my stock in trade, right? Raoul's helmet isn't symmetrical because I didn't draw it like that, but the shoulder pads do need to be. And I did the same thing with Raoul's hands and the reins he's holding, because he's sitting on his horse, which is maybe not as evident as it needs to be, but then does it need to be? I'm just here to fuck around with the screen tones. But yeah, I feel like it's going in the right direction, but it's not like my hand drawing skills or my rope drawing skills are A1 grade high quality. But I did encounter a very bizarre problem when I was trying to draw Rei. I was referencing heavily all of this, and a lot of the manga and anime pictures of Rei don't make me feel that they're Rei. So I'm trying to draw this in the style of Hokuto no Ken. And I'm just like, I don't know how to draw Rei like Rei, because most of the time Rei doesn't look like Rei when I see real pictures of him. So I was like, fuck that, let's move on. And I think really this kind of the stone cold shaded picture of Rao looking all serious. I probably did it better in the previous layer, because I was, he's got, everyone's got very particular eye shapes. And also, I did use the symmetry tool to kind of only have to draw half his helmet, and then so his helmet is symmetrical. And then I started fucking around with screen tones just to see what would happen. And what I was doing is I was effectively doing color layers, and then there's a toggle button where the program will turn those layers into screen tones based on either the opacity or the value of the colors. Because just, Manga Studio comes with screen tone presets, but I don't want to learn this shit knowing that it mostly doesn't work on a computer, especially when I could just pick a gray and then toggle the switch and then get a screen tone variation of this. So this is where we are, and I don't even know what you're looking at when you look at this, because you might see the dots, you might not, based on the size of your monitor. The reason I'm bothering with screen toning for this canvas is because I intend to print it. I've rescaled it to be A4 size, because it was originally I was doing this in Japanese canvas size. I'm intending to photograph the printed page. I don't know if that will make it any easier to see on a monitor when I show it. This might not be what I do next week, because I was reading a bit of Sandman. I might want to go in deep on that without trying to spoil anything. Or I might just do this next week. We will see. But that brings us to the end of Pecha Kucha 242. This was strenuous because there's a lot going on, but it's definitely worthwhile. I'll see you next time.